everybody. Today we're making shortbread cookies with sprinkles. As we go, we will be showing you how to make the cookies, along with telling you about the science involved with making them. To start off, I preheated the oven to 164.08 degrees Celsius and lined a 20.32 centimeter pan with plastic wrap. Then combine 0.12 liters of butter, 0.6 liters of sugar, and 1.23 milliliters of almond extract in a medium-sized mixing bowl and beat until creamy. Next, beat in 1.23 milliliters of salt and 0.3 liters of all-purpose flour until well mixed. Stir in 19.72 milliliters of multicolored sprinkles. Knead the mixture until the dough forms a ball. Press the dough into the prepared pan. Lift the dough from the pan. Cut the dough horizontally and vertically into squares. Place the squares onto a cookie sheet. Put the cookies in the oven for about 15 minutes. The cookies are baking, it's time to talk about the science involved.
When Grace added the flour, she was actually adding a mixture of niacin, thiamine, riboflavin, iron, folic acid, and calcium.
Flour is a homogeneous mixture because its properties are the same throughout.
Before mixing, the flour's physical properties included being a solid powder, having an off-white color, and being insoluble in water.
Flour suspended in the air has a high flammability. Because of this chemical property, this is what happens when flour is lit on fire. The writing on the screen says, flour can have a very large surface area and can burn from all sides rapidly. Flour dust in the air is highly flammable.
After Grace added the flour, she added the salt. Salt is a compound of one sodium atom and one chlorine atom. When we used it in the recipe, it was in its solid form.
Salt has the physical properties of being a white, granular, edible crystal that tastes salty. Its melting point is 801 degrees Celsius, and its boiling point is 1,465 degrees Celsius. It is soluble in water, glycerol, alcohol, and hydrochloric acid.
Sugar is another key ingredient in these cookies. Before mixing, the sugar was made up of white, granular crystals. It was a solid, and its melting point was 186 degrees Celsius. The atom of sugar, or sucrose, is a compound. Its chemical formula is C12H22O11.
The atom of sucrose is shown on the screen. As you can see, sucrose is actually made of two different sugars, glucose and fructose. Let's take a closer look.
These are the Bohr models of the atoms that make up sucrose: carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The atoms are joined by covalent bonds, or the sharing of electrons, because carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen are all nonmetals. Only nonmetals can form covalent bonds.
While we were mixing the sugar in, physical changes occurred. The sugar is no longer visible. This is because it dissolved in the water in the almond extract.
The cookies are done. Now it's time to take them out of the oven.
While the cookies were baking, two forms of heat transfer were happening. At the bottom of the oven, the heating element heats the whole oven by convection. The air is heated at the bottom of the oven, and it rises because it has a lower density. When the air reaches the top of the oven, it has cooled down enough that the density is the same as the air around it, and it falls to the bottom of the oven, where it gets heated again. The cycle continues until the oven is turned off.
Next, the hot air heats the cookies by conduction. In case you've forgotten, conduction is the direct transfer of heat due to the contact of molecules.
These cookies are delicious.
Yeah, they're great. I never really thought about the science involved in baking before.
Me neither. I mean, before now, I kind of just thought about science during class.
So did I. I probably still will. Now who wants another cookie?
I do.